Hey, this is Max at 343 Labs. We're a music production school based in New York City, Berlin, and online. And today I'd like to show you a clip by one of our instructors, John Selway, which is taken from 343 TV, which airs right here on our channel several days per week. Now, if you want to watch the full stream, head over to studio.343labs.com, link in the description, which is our new producer hub where you can meet other producers, get free content, collaborate, and get feedback on your music. Enjoy the clip.
What I decided to try is, and this is semi-generative, okay? This is using its controlled randomness to create something, to create a melody. Not truly generative, I would say, because it's not going to really evolve the composition's not going to evolve in a logical way, right? It's just going to throw out notes. And we'll see. So what I was starting to do earlier, and then, everybody just keep your fingers crossed and, pray if you do that my CPU and my computer stay happy for the rest of this stream. But basically what I was doing is stacking up a big chord. So, this is kind of what I came up with at first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start this again from scratch so you can see. Starting I picked operator. I was trying another plugin before, but then my CPU was freaking out. So I decided, okay, what's a cool plugin that I really like to use that doesn't really overload the CPU? And operator is definitely one of those. So I'm just going to start building up a big chord that goes with the music I'm already playing. I could start, I think the root is G sharp, but I'm not gonna start on the root. I'm gonna start with notes above or below or whatever, just. And it doesn't necessarily all have to be notes in the scale or in specific chords. You might even pick a couple of notes that don't sound quite right just to see. All right, but I feel like I'm just going up and picking notes that I think will be all right. Okay. We're not hearing all the notes play in the chord because the number of voices in the synth are limited to 6, but actually that's okay because I'm going to turn this into a melody, not play all the notes at once. And I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not using anything really fancy, any crazy Max for Live generative devices. We're just going to use Live's arpeggiator. And set it to random or random other or random once. Random once is cool. Well, let's just start with random, all right? Do 16th notes, and okay, it's a start. You see what I'm getting at? It's just doing typical arpeggiator stuff, but it's randomly creating variations. If I do random once, it'll randomize and then keep repeating those, which is actually pretty cool. But then if I stop it and start it, it's going to be different. Oh no, maybe. What happens if I do random other? Small difference. It's kind of nice just with that simple sine wave. Hey, Simple Sam. You could be Simple Sine. That was silly. Sorry. And thank you, Sam, for sacrificing, sorry, Goat. it have to be a goat? Something smaller? Okay. So I'm going to go back to the other one that I already started, because the next step was sort of, you know, coming up with this random cluster, not random, semi-random cluster of notes that fit into a chord that fits the harmony of what I'm trying to do, and then randomizing it to create melodies, and then designing the sound around it. So that's sort of where we were at with this. All right, right now it's the arpeggiator's actually on up. Let's go down to one of the randoms. Right, so starting from the sine wave, nice long release time. Okay. One of the little features of Operator that I find interesting is that you can assign velocity to the ratio or the coarse tuning. And that can be really interesting. So it's kind of taking it up the harmonic series. Now what I'm doing is randomizing the velocity. So now it's creating even more complexity in that random melody, but it's doing it in the synth. It's not MIDI notes. Let's bring in a modulator. This is so like pure simple FM, which I really like. I'm also using the filter. And pure FM synthesis doesn't rely on filters initially, but of course you can add filters, and Live has this nice morphing filter. And I'm trying to make something that's rhythmic and percussive and melodic and sort of bright and shiny all at the same time. Haven't gotten there yet, so you get to see me kind of dive in and nerd out and try to make the sound in front of you. Let's hear this in the context of the music. Oops. Let's turn down this guy a little bit. Sometimes it sounds like it's out of tune, right? I mean, I'm playing around with making it detuned, but that can throw you out of key even, like especially FM, you know, frequency modulation synthesis is based on the tuning of the oscillators, and if you detune them, you could lose where your notes are. So it's a little bit of a tricky thing. But I like the little metallic wobbly kind of stuff going on in there. And that's happening because of the detuning. Let's soften this up a little bit. We're getting some clicking in there. Increase the attack just slightly. What happens if I do velocity to oscillator tuning here? Oh, that's nice. Oh, See, now I'm hearing, I brought the coarse tuning down of that one modulator, and it's in a different key now. It was interesting, though. Sounds nice with this notch sweeping up and down. I could LFO modulate that. But let's also, I'm using, everything's tied to the velocity really tightly now. Let's do that for the filter as well and see what happens. And different notes will have different filters, because it is polyphonic. Another thing that's happening is the phase retrigger for the oscillators is off. So every time you hear a note, it's also because the spread is on, that we're hearing different notes at different phase positions, panning and detuned, and it sounds really wide. And I don't know. Let's see what it sounds like with the phase retriggering on, so you can hear the difference. All right, that's without the spread and with the phase retriggering. I'm going to increase the spread. And it sounds fuller and nicer with the detuning and the panning. But now let's do the phase retrigger off. And it should sound wider and sort of spinning around your head a little bit more. We also have the morph. All right, let's see if I'm losing the plot. Does it still sound good with the groove? At some point, this is going to need some effects on it. But I do want to do as much as I can in the synth. It's the purist in me. I'm reducing and inverting the amount of velocity to frequency. Try to sort of make it darker. I like that better, actually. What happens if we put a little bit of a percussive pluck to the filter now? That helps. Does it? I don't know. I'm on the fence. Not bad. It's getting weird, which for me is a good sign. How are we doing? I get so lost in listening to these sounds, and I wonder, like, how is everybody else being affected by this?
I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you want to watch the full stream, head over to studio.343labs.com, link in the description below. And that is our new producer hub where you can find free content, collaborate with other musicians, get feedback on your music, and just meet a community of like-minded artists and producers. See you next time.